Hey, this is a couple of changes we've made to enable uh, song jumping more immediately, as requested by one of our users. There's three changes we made. Uh, One change is we move the preset buttons to the middle here to make room for another button. So the first change is if you're playing and you cue a section, you can click this jump now, and at the next measure it'll jump. Um, so it'll always jump on a measure, but it'll jump at the next measure. That's the first change. The second change is changed a little bit the way this fade tracks button works. So this button, what it does is it fades the tracks and then it puts you into a click only loop on whatever section you're in, waiting for you to cue something else in. So it's a way to like fade your tracks and do a speaking part and then jump back in somewhere into the song. So the way it's changed is only slightly. You hit it before it would not go into the loop until you hit the end of the section. Now it goes into the loop at the next measure and it jumps to two measures before the end and starts looping. So that will enable you to much more quickly um, fade into the next section. So as an example here, I'm playing, I fade tracks. I'm ready to cue now. I could cue my bridge in that
Bridge.
quickly if I wanted to. Because it cut out waiting to get to the end and instead moved to the end at the next measure. So that'll get you more quickly around. The other change to that is a little bit subtle, but let's say I know I want to go to the bridge. I cue it, and then I'm like, well, I just want to go now. If I fade tracks, it will fade, jump, cue me back in,
Bridge.
and go onto the bridge. So that basically lets me cue first and then fade if I decide to do it that way. So the thought process is if I'm like, I better go to the bridge now, I can click bridge and then fade tracks. Or I could say, wow, what happened? I could fade tracks and then cue something in and I'll get there more quickly. Or I can just jump right now if I want to at the measure. Um, all of these changes work in network mode, or they will when I release all the mobile versions. And also on your MIDI pedal, you can find the fade, the jump now action is now on the levels um, menu right here. So you can assign this jump now to a MIDI pedal if you want to. Anyway, that's the change. It took a little bit because try to figure out what to do to make it work smoothly the way you would want it to.